Hey guys, I'm going to show you how and what I do for watering my orchids. Here I have RO water from the grocery store. You can refill your jugs. So I bring my jugs of water and I refill them. I check the pH on the water that I get and it's 6. Around 6 according to my aquarium pH thingy. I do have a total dissolved solids thing. Let's check the TDS. So I have a glass of my tap water, which averages about 7 pH. Here's my TDS meter. I'm going to turn it on. Parts per million. Okay. Let's see what my tap water's at. My tap water is 57 parts per million. That's my 58. That's pretty good. Alright, now let's see. Shake that water off. Now we're going to see what the grocery store RO filter is. Oh, it's not going to fit. Let's pour it into a glass. Yeah, we'll pour it into this glass. Alright, so here's my RO water from the grocery store. I have not checked the total dissolved solids on this, but the pH was 6, which I thought was a little high for reverse osmosis water. And, oh, glare. Okay, and my total dissolved solids in this, 32 parts per million. So, a little lower than my tap water. Oh, wait, wiggle that around. Okay, 30. Alright. So, what I do, since there isn't a huge difference in my tap water versus the RO water, but the RO water is a bit more pure, so I do a half and half. Sometimes I'll do a full flush with just this RO water that I get. But today, since I'm doing a big watering, I'm going to dump a whole gallon of this in my watering can. So, we have a gallon of water, RO water in there, and then I'm going to top it off with tap water. Okay, so I have that much water in there. Now I'm going to top that off with a little bit more RO water. Okay, so that's the water I've been using for my plants. Now I'll show you how I water them. So once I have my water in my big watering can, I put all of my plants, as many as I can fit, all around on top of this grate, which is on top of 5-gallon buckets. I have the holes pointing inwards towards the bucket. Of course, you have to be careful about that because if you have them that way and you forget, psh, water on the floor. So, this is how I water them. Have them lined up, make sure your holes are there, and I just go fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, oh, to the top, let it drain out. Same with this one, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, to the top, and then it just drains down and out. Once the water is totally drained out, I take my fertilizer water and I just go around it, trying to get all around the roots here. And yeah, and that's it. That's how I water my orchids and fertilize them every time. So thank you for watching. It's really easy with semi-hydro. And it's really fast. You just done. Alright, well, the other nice thing about watering them this way and having your plants in semi-hydroponics is that you can't really overwater because it just drains out and you have a reservoir. The mix is very airy as well, and it's just really convenient. So I have gotten into a nice habit of actually watering my orchids every Monday, my day off. I try to water, well, today's Tuesday. Well, either Monday or Tuesday, regardless of how much water's in the reservoir. They're getting watered and flushed every week. All the time, year round. I might change that for certain types of orchids, but for the most part, what I have right now is totally working with me just doing weekly flushing and fertilizing. It's been going very well. I've had really good growth on a few of my orchids, and the fertilizing every time you water, I think, is really helpful and beneficial too, using a weaker fertilizer. And yeah, so that way I don't forget them. If I do forget them, which there have been times where I didn't have time to water them on the Monday, they're good. Most of the orchids are good for like 2 weeks without me doing anything, depending on the humidity and depending on how dry it is. But lately in the wintertime, I can let them go longer, but I just like to get into a habit, you know, get into that groove. So that's how I do that. Thank you for watching. And I just re-escaped my fish tank. I forgot to share about what type of fertilizer I use. I use this. And I do not dilute it. I use it as directed, which is a half teaspoon per gallon of water every time you water. So that's what I do. No need to dilute it, no need to mess with it, just do as it says. And it's been working really well. I really like this stuff.